whole array of metrics that you could use. They can make you sound good. They can be like, oh yeah, I'll put that because the finance director will like that. But it kind of is, you have to choose the ones that align with your brand. So for example, we don't use share of voice really, or share of search, because we don't have a direct competitor, so there's no point. What we use is omnibus tracking, so for awareness levels. So before we started our rebrand, we benchmarked that. So every year we now see, okay, where are we at? And a lot of the time with brand metrics, it's not about the big jumps. It's about maintaining it or going up 1 or 2. Because when you get, when you've kind of reached your peak as such, getting that kind of 3 extra points on an omnibus is actually really good. And sometimes even just standing still is really good, especially in the current climate. So we'll use awareness levels, both spontaneous and unprompted. And then we'll use understanding. So we do 5 brand statements, which our marketing centres around, and we will look at agreeance levels. So we'll look at that across the whole category, and then we'll also do it between different age groups. And what that helps us do is that helps us figure out, okay, future demand, and then what do we need to bring forward in the activation as well, because brand and activation sometimes have to go hand in hand. I don't think that we can really separate, brand's over there and activation's over there. We have to kind of bring it along. So those are kind of our 2. We look at net promoter score. So I
think that's something not enough people do.
Net promoter score. We do it in every single survey. Now,
I think it's a really good barometer. Just after a purchase is made or whatever, what was that? And we'll talk about customer experience later and how important the finish is. But it's so easy. Yeah. Just as a barometer. Survey Monkey do it.
Yeah. Like it's not. I think that the issue is.
I was going to say you could do it fairly cost effectively.
Literally, Survey Monkey have a question at the very end. Put the net promoter score in. Okay, do that. So we do use that now. There are issues with net promoter score of is it weighed correctly and things like that. So I always think that you have to take it with a pinch of salt. But it is good in terms of our board like it to see actually, okay, are we up there? Are we kind of going on par? Could we be doing more? Yeah. So again, then for products and process evaluations, we use it. Trust score, again for Trustpilot, just to see.
Trust's a big thing for an organisation like yours, particularly, I would imagine, isn't it?
Yeah, because again, this whole idea of trust and the whole power of reviews, I think, is so strong because everyone knows organisations are trying to sell you something. So you'll understand the advertising, you'll like it, but you'll only trust it maybe to a certain point. And then I always use the example of if I'm going to buy, say, a new foundation, I'll see the advertising, I'll like the advertising, I'll read about it in the magazines, and I'm like, yes, that's fine. But then I'll go to Boots' website and I'll look at the reviews and I'll try to find the people in those reviews that share the same issues as me, because I know that L'Oreal is trying to sell me something, so they're not going to tell me the bad bits. So I'm trying to find that person that is unbiased to a certain level. So that's kind of why we use Trust Score for that as well. Okay. And then again, we look at the early indicators of measuring brand. So we look at things like web stats, because web stats help us see about, are we relevant in the market? Is there an issue around, is there an issue with demand? Are we going to possibly see, when COVID happened, we had to close, and then when we reopened, our website just went crazy with users, and that was an early indicator for us that actually applications were going to happen, that this was going to happen. So again, it helped us kind of manage our brand and manage those internal teams to go, actually, we have a wave of customers coming, we actually need resources, because again, your brand isn't just about promotion, it's the DNA of your organisation and everything that goes into it.